So, I think the collective total for Stranger Things was $400 million. A majority of that was for Mike to ride his bike.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard
Wait,
about that.
what?
Yeah, I heard
Finn
about
Wolfhard cannot confidently ride a bike. So they had a CG double of a person in a mocap green suit pedaling his bike. And they did face replacements and body changes to show him riding his bike.
How much would it have been just to spend to teach him to learn to ride a bike?
An afternoon. And a dad.
And a dad.
that. You could spend...
You could have had someone from rigging. You could have had
Yeah.
somebody from lighting or grip and just being like, hey, yo, we're going to take like 30 minutes and work on riding the bike. All right.
Did you like season 5? Let's just start.
No,
No.
I didn't.
No.
Didn't like it.
I was still seeing some critics out there. So the critic reviews, they're still sitting like at a solid 80%. But then I saw the audience reviews, tanked. Everyone hates it.
Absolute ass. The amount of critics that I give now is like, ever since I learned that deep dive about like the Oscars and how people don't actually watch it.
Yeah.
And they just pawn it off to like their kids or somebody else, or like paying them to like watch it and then rank it. I that's how I kind of think of these critics now. It's
Just
like,
you don't trust a word they say.
I don't trust them, because then it's like, now I don't know if you're the actual one sitting and watching it, or you're just paying like your 8-year-old, your 10-year-old, or, you know, like your daughter who started it 10 years ago and be like, hey, let me know how it goes.
Right. I have not watched Stranger Things since season 3. You watched it, right, Adrian?
I watched part of season 2 and that's it.
Part of season 2. All right. So for two people in this room who have not seen Stranger Things in many years, stopped early on, how do you explain how bad the final season is to us?
There's 18 plot holes. You remember, I think it was season 2, where like Will is like, that's when like Samwise Gamgee is in it.
Yeah.
And is like being taken over by the Mind Flayer, and you have the doctor in there, Dr. Owen.
Yeah.
That one. Pretty relevant, you know. He's in there from season 1 all the way to season 4. Nowhere to be seen in season 5.
Just never mentioned again?
Never mentioned again. Even though he was like one of the head project men of that entire, like, that whole entire scientific project that Elle was a part of. Where is he? I don't know. Literally, these are what most of the Duffer Brothers are answering to these questions.
Just, I don't know.
They're literally like, I don't know. Yeah, that's a possibility.
Well, it's not like they actually had a game plan or an outline for the series. They were writing every new season as it went on.
Which was stupid. That was stupid. And the fact that these are guys that are advocating for longer gaps between seasons.
I don't get if you're working with child actors, you're on a timetable.
Yes.
A very short timetable.
And they used what I assume to be like, hey, we don't care if they're growing up, so this gives us more time to write out the story. Okay. They probably pissed away most of that writing money, partying it up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And they're like, shit, Joe, we got to start filming in a month.
Don't worry, we'll get something out of this.
Let's crack this out. I wouldn't be surprised if they used ChatGPT and they were like, yo, that's solid. You know, we can kind of tweak it a little bit, but here's an outline.
Like, if the Harry Potter franchise, those movies can get it out with, like, what was that, 9-10 years?
Yeah.
For 8 to 9 movies?
Yeah.
Why couldn't they do that for Stranger Things? Why was there such long pauses in between seasons? I don't get it.
Probably because you had, like, at least a major studio, and then you have Netflix.
But still, like, even Netflix wasn't like, hey, hurry this shit up.
No, Netflix is just Netflix.
They're just Netflixing it.
Make sure you get that lighting just right. Perfect. Yo, where's that script? I don't know. We're working on it. We're on a time crunch. I don't know. Just have her, like, wave her arms.
And then the biggest thing I heard people complaining about was the whole Will being gay.
Okay.
You said something about it before, yes. And that's when they first revealed it, and he kind of opened up his powers.
Yes, that was his awakening moment. You know, that was the gay awakening of being like, yeah, I don't like, and then like using his, you know, the hand gesture is just like, though that's the way that it's set up, because it's like, I get what they were going for and being like, hey, being your true self and believing in yourself, you know, not falling in the belief of others, but like the only one that can really show your true potential is you. So it's like only you can be the one that can be in charge of your own destiny. Be like, okay, I get that. Hero awakening moment and having powers. Not to knock that special moment that you have in that coming out moment.
Yeah.
But it's like...
It's a bad setup.
It's a bad setup.
Yeah.
Because you're coming out at the time of the end of the world. We're on a fucking time crunch. Hopper's not here. He's already on his plan.
Yeah.
Right? And we need to move. And this is definitely got to be like a 2-hour session. 2-3-hour session. We don't have time for this. we ain't got time for all, like, I get it, but we ain't got time for all this. But I think in that moment, that moment was just done a little tasteless.
Okay.
I feel like that kind of deviated away from the story, and that could have been told a little bit better. You know, within the large gap of time they had between seasons, they could have wrote that a little bit better.
Out of 10, what would you give the final season then for Stranger Things, season 5?
Like a 4.5.
Damn, that low?
Out of 10. Yeah, that low.
Worse than Game of Thrones?
This made Game of Thrones... I feel like Thanos when it comes to Game of Thrones, when it comes to Stranger Things. Stranger Things has me feeling like Thanos, looking at Game of Thrones, being like, perhaps I judged you too harshly. You know? It has me looking at it like that. It's like, you know what? Maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought. You know, it wasn't executed quite right, but you know what?
You had to finish it.
You had to finish it.
Well, you guys heard from Mike. Season 5 Stranger Things.
It's ass.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
Don't waste your time.
How do you feel like now that Netflix is going to be in control of Warner Brothers content, not only will they be producing just for Netflix themselves, but also the fact that even the films that get theatrical run, they're cutting down to 17 days?
I want to say I'm in the mode. It's like, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really.
Do you think that can hurt them financially? Because that is the biggest thing that movie production studios want. They want to have that long-lasting theatrical runtime to get those movie tickets and then eventually put it onto the cheaper platform for streaming.
I think they'll do that with major productions. I think they'll backtrack and do that with major productions, like it's like the Batman and stuff like that.
So DC films, you think
film,
they're going to have longer?
Any major franchise ones helps out. Any major franchise one, I think they'll stick it on to like make those further longer. But original content, I do see them just like 17 days, we're done.
Well, do you see them even still trying to produce original content once Netflix gets a hold of Warner Brothers? I see them only needing a library, so why only work with a library you're handed to? Why even try to create new content at this point?
I think sticking their films, Netflix films, onto the 17 days. I think that route. You know what I'm saying?
So you think Netflix-specific productions that are Netflix studio made, 17-day theatrical release, but everything Warner Brothers still be longer? Even though they're claiming Warner Brothers theatrical releases will be 17 days.
Yeah, but how many times has a studio backtracked over something?
No, I can see them backtracking. I wonder, though, how many films are going to get hit before they realize, we made a mistake, our bad.
Once they do another 2 Electric State type movies.
Electric State 2.
Electric Boogaloo.
Not exactly that one. Not exactly that film, but you know what I'm talking about. High budget, A-list A-list film.
Ensemble casting.
Made by Netflix, put it onto theaters.
You know what's crazy is that I actually just saw some interview that George Clooney was saying about how star power movies, like movies led by star power, are pretty much like dead. Like the ability that
an actor is gonna
draw in
or make or break the movie.
Yes, where it's like before you would have, I don't know, you would have like, oh, this movie, Fantastic Mr. Fox. You see George Clooney in it. Huh. Interesting.
I actually appreciate that due to the fact that now more people are focusing on filmmakers, directors, cinematographers.
Yeah.
So the actual real people who will make or break the movie because it still needs to have a good story in the first place.
Yeah.
I see more emphasis being put on those people. So that actually makes me a little bit happier. That's now just like, oh yeah, we're always going to see Brad Pitt movies because Brad Pitt movies are the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I understand this doesn't work anymore, but I do kind of miss that era.
So do I, a little bit.
Yeah,
I feel like
I grew up in the, obviously
it's a
the way we grew
nostalgia
up.
thing. That's
nostalgia.
Yeah.
Oh shit, another Schwarzenegger movie? Hell yeah. That's it. That's all I knew. I didn't know nothing about it, but just Schwarzenegger was in it.
Now you got like, Schwarzenegger movie? All right. Coen Brothers. I got to see that.
For real.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's where things are leading into, which that's what I really appreciate. You're actually paying attention to the people who make or break the movie, not just the person in front of the camera.
Yeah, but now it's also a combination of which director and what studio combined. Because if you get it's like, oh shit, it's a Spielberg movie. Well, sorry, bad example because he doesn't work with WB, but let's say I'm trying to think of a random like a good
talking about like the most recent with like Christopher Nolan Universal.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, like if you're to get like a, but not even Nolan. Nolan's not a bad example as well because he's a top tier director. But someone like what's the name of the Sinners?
Ryan Coogler.
Yeah, yes. Ryan Coogler.
Like give us Ryan Coogler. It's like he's gonna do his next movie, but with WB. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So like, oh shit, like it may or may not work.
It may not, but you're more focusing on the fact that whoever's the main distributing studio, whether they have too much say in the project or not.
Yeah. I'm hoping that Netflix is the type to where it's just they own it, but they just
leave it alone.
Off. Yeah,
like hey, we own you guys. We're not going to tell you what to do or how to make money. Just make us money.
I have a feeling that they'll do that.
I hope James Gunn doesn't let anybody in that cookie jar.
He's
going to clamp down on that lid.
James Gunn is the only person I see that will not allow that to happen because if he walks, everyone walks with him. Yeah. And it's happened already in the past. So
Guardians 3. Yeah.
And they were like, we could do it without you. And then everyone heard that he wasn't be a part of it. And they were like,
yeah, we're no longer part of this then.
Yeah. And then they're like, hey, so like...
April Fools.
Hey,
3 months early.
Good news. We decided to bring you back.
We have forgiven you. Now, I do need to see at least Netflix not putting so much input into Warner Brothers. And I think they need to backtrack on the idea of 17-day releases for a theatrical run.
I think that's
their own Netflix stuff. Cool, whatever, fine. Yeah. Netflix production, K-pop 2, whatever it is, Demon Hunter 17. I could see them easily doing that for those movies. But when you're actually having Warner Brothers, those big major IPs, they need to have longer. No, you're going to lose. I don't think they're realizing how much money they're going to lose. Because I think automatically they think once we buy Warner Brothers, subscription counts are going to skyrocket. I don't think that's how it's going to play out. No one's going to just hop on to Netflix just because they have Warner Brothers now. Yeah. Some people will, but not everyone.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could see directors leaving like Christopher Nolan did. Because remember, the first time this happened, when they were releasing blockbuster movies to streaming, that was Nolan's Tenet, and he was pissed. And remember, he was like, fuck it, I'm leaving. These are my demands, and whoever meets the demands is who's going to get me. And Universal met it. I can see other directors doing that. I can see Ryan Coogler doing that if they push him farther enough. If Netflix tries to get in, they'd be like, hey, these are the type of settings we have on our RGBs. Like, do you mind changing it over a little bit?
But I've seen them with specific directors. They allow them to do whatever the hell they want, whether the movie's going to get critically panned or not. Lo and behold, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
You know how many Netflix original movies he has? And it's just, you can tell 1,000% that's all his idea, all his input, his 100% creativity. Yeah. So if there is directors, they allowed to just do whatever you want.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, whoever's on that board definitely really liked 300. Like they were really into it.
They were like, yeah, I saw Watchmen like a little bit. And it was awesome. I feel like that Zack Snyder, they were trying to build Zack Snyder to be as like their own director, where it's like other studios had like their major directors that they had, and they wanted their own major director, and all they had was Zack Snyder. Yeah.
But I can say that we have seen examples of Netflix allowing filmmakers to do whatever they want, whether it'll be good or not. But I know only time will tell. We'll see exactly how things go for this year, especially when they start slowly rolling out the first projects. But man, 17 days, that sucks.
Yeah, 17 days. That's nothing.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to go back over our last two topics. So stay tuned. We'll be right back to you guys.
This is the official break. Here is what's hitting public domain. This is where I need a soundboard. Public. Me so public. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I need whatever soundboard Mark and Brian had. I need that.
That one.
That particular one.
Me so public. Yeah, and we are back. Did you guys recently see the third final trailer for Avengers Doomsday? I know it hasn't been released out on YouTube or on the internet, but they finally had it released theatrically with the trailers for Avatar Fire and Ash.
All with Avatar.
They own both. It's the studio owns both of them. Like, two of your biggest money makers, which is Avatar and anything Marvel related, you're going to put them side to side for trailers all the time.
But I think even the Odyssey, like 5-minute scene trailer, is also in Avatar.
Everyone wants a piece of Avatar.
I don't want a piece of Avatar.
If you know there's a movie everyone's going to see, wouldn't you want your trailer to be in it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only blockbuster movie out.
Yeah.
And but man, it's just the same thing. It's literally the same thing.
Dude, people love Avatar. I don't know what it is, but people love it.
They love the story. But you guys saw the first two teaser trailers for Avengers Doomsday. Did you see that? The first one that had Chris Evans returning as Captain America, and then the second one.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Hemsworth as Thor.
I did see both of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think about those first two? Did it do anything for you? Did it get you excited? Are you even excited that Chris Evans is going to return?
I was kind of skeptical on it. I watched it just for the sake of like, all right, let's see what we got.
Yeah.
And I feel he's a little bit more serious. So I'm like, okay, it might be kind of getting back to a little serious character, but I'm not like, holy shit, I'm like so amped. Like not like that anymore. Like I was with Endgame.
Yeah. But you guys saw the newest one released, at least the clips I showed you, that you actually finally get to see the return of X-Men, specifically James Marsden as Cyclops, in a comic book accurate suit finally for the first time.
That one I was more excited for.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one just because like it showed him really unleashing like
the optic blast.
The optic blast, like the massive optic blast.
It's the same thing from the X-Men TV show, the opening, where he just like releases goggles and just shoots a blast up in the sky. Mm-hmm. So it looks really interesting that they're actually finally going to go to a comic book era more accurate with all the original X-Men.
I mean, it does make sense. I mean, for that era of like
for the time where it came out,
we got Daredevil and all those that came out at the exact same time, where they wanted a more modernized look. So it makes sense that they got the whole black leather. It to me just makes sense.
The black leather was so weird, though.
Dude, leather was in at that time.
Leather was huge.
That is the thing.
Bro, the leather was
everyone was obsessed with leather. Blade, yeah.
Leather
Blade,
was like
Matrix.
superhero.
Matrix.
What's that one Cape movie?
Underworld.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
The black leather, man. Everyone was on that.
Leather was like, that's how you were able to distinguish of like a superhero movie or something
a crew.
like
when you have a crew, they all need to be black leather now
or something.
And you had to have that one shot in the rain
when they're walking. Yeah,
all glistening. You need that shot.
Yeah, you needed it. Everything and above, you needed all of it. It was and you know what? It worked. Every single bit of it worked.
It worked.
It worked. I do miss the ending of those movies where it's like somebody does something cool and then they play like some sick ass rock album.
New metal. The early 2000s, so something new metal.
Where it's like you had like Ben Affleck like doing a backflip dive and like into the skyscraper and then shooting off one of his hooks and be like, I'm Daredevil. And then it plays like Evanescence. You know, just kind of ending that way. I kind of miss that era. You know, now we just get like crescendoed and drop, which I'm not, I'm not against, but I kind of miss that little bit.
What do you think about the potential success this movie has to lay for it to actually do good? So you're looking at return of old actors, cast members who claimed they were done with Marvel returning again because Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans. You got most of the cast, the original cast from X-Men, who haven't appeared in this series in over 20 years. Then you got the big, massive ensemble cast for all the regular Marvel actors. How much money is going to actually go to producing the movie when 70% of it just has to go to casting?
They always say it's going to be around 600 mil.
Yeah, so roughly the budget for this movie, for producing it, 600 mil with $1.8 billion for, or just a little, they think they just said a little over $1 billion for marketing. So in theory, they need to make roughly around $2 billion just to break even.
I think my theory behind it is they only need to break even and that's it. Just break even and for future projects.
Merch. You're talking about merch. It's for merch.
For merch and for future projects, to bring people into those future projects. Because remember that right now everyone's having the superhero fatigue where it's all in that drop.
And we noticed it too, even from Marvel's side. Like, when's the last time you've seen some heavy MCU marketing? Like, they're releasing movies, but when have you seen marketing done?
It's been a while. I mean, I haven't seen any really, it's been a while since I've seen any, like, actual, like...
Hey, this new Marvel movie, once this is released, now we got the toys for this, the lunch pails for this, the T-shirts for this. When's the last time we saw Endgame level marketing?
Dude, I think Guardians of the Galaxy, maybe. Maybe, even then.
I think that's why they're doing, like, these level of small teasers to, like, here's, like, a sample, you know? Here's a Costco sample. Just trying to get you a little bit invested, like, oh, okay.
It does kind of play on itself, so it is clever with the wordplay. Because, you know, you have the movie coming out, Avengers, Doomsday, and then every teaser is showing the clock, you know, their quote-unquote Doomsday clock, counting down until the release of the movie. So they are finally getting back into do some clever marketing, at least in those regards.
I'm really hoping that... Like, you guys both know that I normally I do a blackout when it comes to certain movies.
Yeah, are you going to black out this one?
I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to attempt again. It was fucking hard with the Batman.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was real hard to black out that one.
Yeah.
And I think it was another one. I think it was Spider-Man, one of those, like, I blacked out as well.
It was No Way Home.
Yeah, No Way Home.
Yeah, you blacked out for that one. I blacked
out for that one. I'm going to attempt to do it with this one, but just enough seeing that the clips recently released, like, damn it.
Yeah. Well, how about just the teasers? So these first 3 teasers, and then don't watch trailers or anything afterwards. So I know some people were upset that they already did spoil that X-Men characters are going to be in this movie, but I felt like at the same time they kind of needed to give us something for people to actually be back and interested in movies.
I get that marketing strategy behind that one, where they have to show off what you're going to get to bring people in. And especially bringing the, you know, original cast of X-Men, bring back Chris Evans, bring back, you know, all these other characters in. Yeah. I get it. I get that why they need to do that, because they need to entice people in, because it'd be difficult to entice people in with the whole brand new X-Men cast.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think this one's going to hit, though? That's the thing. Is this movie going to hit?
I mean, Thor's pretty much like praying it hits.
The whole trailer right here, it's him like praying.
Yes.
Please, all Father, put me in a serious good Thor movie.
Yes, like, for the love of God, please.
Give me the tone of Dark World, but the success of Ragnarok.
Yes. That's what this whole entire moment is like. So far, the only thing that I'm kind of gathering from that, I thought I saw his, like, metal arm for a sec, but that was just part of his axe.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, wow, they doing All Father? And I was like, nope, he's not. He's just hoping, praying, hope to God this goes out well, and then he can finally be done with this movie.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to have to see moving forward for the next 2 to 3 years what these last MCU movies before they get into the X-Men era are going to turn out to be. Whether it's just like, all right, hurry up, get them out of here so we can transition, or if they're actually going to put time and effort to making these good. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing we got here I want to talk about, this is very important. We covered over the Marvel side, MCU. Now we got to cover the DCU side. Mm-hmm. James Gunn's new DC universe and the film slates moving with 2026 and beyond. So we already got the trailers for Supergirl, and they did announce that they are working on the sequel for Superman, which is going to be Man of Tomorrow.
Yes.
But then, of course, we got Brave and the Bold, which is going to be Batman, his first actual DCU appearance, along with we're getting the Batman Part 2. So they're still going to move forward with Robert Pattinson's Batman, which I'm happy they're doing that.
Yeah.
I think this is we're going to go back into the era where not every single movie has to be pieced into a greater story.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they just release and don't explain nothing. Just instead of them, trying to force the idea of like, this is not connected, just ignore everyone else.
I think some movies still need to have they need to have like different category sections. Like here's the DCU movies that are like Marvel and they explain an overarching tale.
Yeah.
Then we got these DC Elseworld films, which are just standard standalones, don't think about any connectivity or whatever universe they're in. Then we have our DC animated movies where the same thing like the Elseworld films, but they're animated, just nothing's connected.
Well, wasn't it a thing that the DCEU movies were supposed to be connected, but done by different directors, so they all have different looks to them, but they're still how some all connected.
That was the original for the DCEU. The DCU, there is a main storyline, but not every project coming out by the studio is going to be part of that storyline.
No, not every project, but I'm talking about all the movies connected to those projects. Like, for instance, Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow, and I think there was another one too. It was supposed to be all connected, but it was supposed to have done by different director, which
different directors, so it gives a different look, genre, a different style, feel to it. We are still getting the movies like Clayface, which is going to be the first horror film with the DC universe.
I'm excited for that.
We got the Lanterns TV show, which is going to be more of a detective, more like True Detective. So that's going to be a little bit more grounded to earth. But then, of course, we do get like the animated TV shows that complement the overarching story, like Creature Commandos.
And Dynamic Duo.
So you get like these general ideas of the world surrounding it. That's just in other formats rather than live action.
Oh, they're doing Blue Beetle again?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they're talking about still keeping the same actor.
Actor, okay.
Yeah. Not everyone. No, we're not getting George Lopez again. Yeah. All right.
we're not going to get an over the top like Familia.
Yeah, I take that with a passion.
But out of their official lineup, the only ones that do have dates, we have Supergirl, which is June 26 for 2026 this year. Clayface is going to be coming out this year, September 11th. Man of Tomorrow is going to be coming out next year, 2027 for July 9th. Batman Part 2, they finally have a date, October 1st, 2027. I think all the Batman films for that is going to be around October for all the release dates. And then you got Dynamic Duo, which is the animated Robin origin movie, which is going to be June 30th, 2028. So I think Dynamic Duo will be part of the main official overarching story connected to Brave and the Bold. But it's going to probably take place before Brave and the Bold. Because Brave and the Bold is going to go straight off the bat with a Batman and Robin movie.
Yeah. Okay.
And then finally, you do have the Lantern TV show, which they don't have an official day yet, but they do have early 2026. Now, we'll see how that comes about with the whole acquisition with Netflix getting Warner Brothers. And we have to see with any of these movies might get shuffled around with Netflix controlling timelines or dates. Hopefully, they don't touch DCU timelines.
I do see a few of them that might disappear. In that, I see ones that might stay, but I see a few that might just disappear and we might never hear them again.
What do you see disappearing from the list?
Probably The Authority, Swamp Thing, unfortunately.
I want to see the Swamp Thing, though.
I was about to say. I
want to see Swamp. No, I see that. I want to see that as well, but when
realistically,
like when you see like put numbers to it.
I don't know, because they did successful with the Frankenstein movie. Maybe if they go thinking in that route, like, hey, monster flicks are back. We're sympathetic monster flicks.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm saying? The connection they can make with that?
Yeah.
Because that did really good for Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, I'm hoping. I don't want to see neither, but Bane and Deathstroke.
Oh, movie?
A movie.
I feel like it would be...
Do you want like no villain focused films?
No. I'm not saying that.
Or just that in general.
It's just the way I feel like it may disappear just because of either not enough interest or there's interest, but because you can have to redesign the whole character so some back to its origins,
or just explain new characters that you don't think people are gonna be on board, like Sergeant Rock, like.
Yeah.
Who's really like, man, I need to see a live action Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
There's probably like the one fan out there.
I'm really hoping that they don't.
Yes.
They don't do a V for Vendetta. I'm really hoping they don't do that.
No V for. No. You don't want to see a TV show then?
I don't want to see a TV show.
Not even if it's closer to the actual graphic novel.
Even then, I don't want to see it because I remember we read that it was rumored it was supposed to be a prequel. To the actual V events, and I don't want to see none of that. I feel like I'm gonna get another Watchmen. And of course, we need Constantine 2. I don't go, fuck, we need that shit.
Teen tie-in?
No, Constantine 2.
Oh, Constantine 2.
100%.
We need that. I don't care if it's comic book accurate or not. We need it.
I always say this. Constantine is a great movie. I just don't know why it had to be connected to a comic book character Constantine. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, no.
Like that on its own, just the movie being in the movie, fantastic. It's just weird that they want to slap the label Constantine. There we go. That works.
But they did it so damn good.
I do agree. Just a good movie. It was just weird that they're like, yeah, that's Constantine right there.
Yeah. But the other ones I see it's just sticking is Creature Commandos, Harley Quinn, and Wonder Woman movie.
I think right now DC is trying to get away from the identity of just dark and broody.
Yeah, I know.
I know you said so sad.
I know.
I
want my broodiness.
Come on, we all grew up in that damn broodiness. Just
I want emo Batman.
But, I want emo Batman.
But I know. Out of this list, before we close up, is there anything you're excited for that's going to be produced for DC?
I mean, obviously Clayface.
Yeah.
I'm excited for. And Batman Part 2.
Yeah.
Loved Batman. Loved the Batman. Amazing. Robert Pattinson was fantastic. I'm excited for this one. 10 out of 10. Already. 11 out of 10.
Brave and the Bold. I want to see Brave and the Bold.
No, the big two ones I'm really excited for is probably going to be the Batman, same thing as you, and Lanterns. I really want to see how the Lantern show comes back to be. I love detective stories, so if you're telling me you're getting me Green Lanterns in the style of True Detectives,
I don't sleep. I just dream when I'm awake.
I want Hal Jordan to look at it
just like the fuck. I feel like Hal Jordan would be the person that would say that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And Jon Stewart's just like, what
is wrong with you? Please give us that dynamic. That's all I'm asking for. Please just get that awkwardness in there. All right, well, I think that's where we're going to close it for tonight. So we want to thank everyone for listening to this week's episode. I'm curious on your thoughts on tonight's topics. How do you feel about whether Warner Brothers movies are only going to get, a 17-day theatrical run? How do you feel about DC's 2026 slate? How do you feel about Avengers Doomsday? Or even how do you feel about with Stranger Things Season 5? Did you love Stranger Things Season 5? You can leave a comment below if you're watching this on a Red Band Podcast YouTube channel. For our listeners, discuss episode topics and various other film-related news. We put out episodes every Wednesday for our audio listeners and Fridays for those who like to watch our videos. For our audio listeners, you can find the Red Band Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Iheartradio. And of course, I'll say again, you can watch our video format on our Red Band Podcast channel on YouTube. And before we fully close out, Mike has those last end notes for you guys.
Yes, as Anthony has mentioned, all the different ways you can be able to listen to us, including watching these episodes at the time they're recorded on YouTube at youtube.com/The Red Band Podcast. Videos usually come out every Friday. This one might come out a little bit later, just after New Year's, but other than that, you can be able to watch our previous episodes, where they all contain links to our Patreon accounts, where you can subscribe for more hidden content that we kind of leave out of the show. That'll give you a chance to be able to kind of get a little more connected to some uncut stuff or extended versions of these episodes. And of course, you can listen to us on Iheartradio, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Look for the Screaming Microphone. Consider subscribing, sharing with a friend, and hitting that notification button so that way you know when the next episode comes out. And yeah, that's all I got.
All right, guys, you heard it from Mike. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.